Have you dived headfirst into this new and amazing game called T-30 and been completely confused about how to save the future of mankind? Don't worry, I have got you covered. Hello and welcome, ladies and gents, to Always Busy Gaming. Today we will be going over a few things that I learned the hard way in T-30 and which I would like to share with you so as to make your life easier. If you don't know what this game is all about, then I urge you to check out the introductory video on the game from the top right corner of your screen. Alright, so the first thing I want to talk to you about is food. As soon as you start, you need to set up farms so that you have food to feed your workers. Just place your well at the nearest empty space available and lay down your farms, as you would have to clear it out soon anyway. I would strongly recommend that you use farms only this one time to start off your economy, but do not replant them. In fact, by the time they need replanting, you should have set up greenhouses as your primary source of food. Why? Because replanting farms takes time and focus away from whatever you are working on, and both of these are your primary resource in this game and are too expensive to be spent replanting farms. The next thing you need to understand are relationships between resources. For example, one farm tile provides one food per second, and one work camp consumes one food per second to produce one work and one compost per second. What this means is that if you have set down 8 farms, then you should not set down more than 8 work camps, as you wouldn't be able to feed more than that. Similarly, if you have set down 8 work camps, then you shouldn't set down more than, let's say, 8 logging camps, as each logging camp consumes one work per second. Once you understand these relationships and learn to read the efficiency counters for work, water and energy from the top left of your screen, the game makes so much more sense. You must always try and keep efficiency for each at 100%, as any more or any less would mean production opportunity or time wasted. If you wish that there was a way to understand these relationships while paused and are frustrated that the game doesn't allow for it, then check out my video from the top right corner of your screen, where I read out every type of building, what it costs and how it works, so that you can reference that information whenever you want. The third thing which you have to absolutely do on priority is expand. Constantly further your roads and choose paths alongside mountain ranges and forests so that you can later tap into them. Prefer to build mountain lookout towers, as they provide a much greater sight for what is essentially a nominal extra cost, and only build the normal ones when there is no other option. Try and reach the ends of each map to get a clearer picture about the lay of the land so that you can plan your city better. Also, make sure to scavenge each and every piece of junk lying around with the clear tool, as it means free resources at a nominal cost, along with clearing space for you to spread out and occupy. The next thing I realized after a couple of playthroughs was that metal and plastic are actually very rare in the wild and are only obtained initially via reclamation sites on skyscrapers, which I'm sure you've noticed are very less in number. As both these items are necessary for all kinds of rockets, this leads me to the conclusion that metal and plastic synthesizers are the actual MVP buildings of the game. Once you are done setting up greenhouses as your primary food source, you should focus on setting up enough of both of these synthesizers as early as possible, along with the infrastructure required for them to function. The other thing that you should focus on setting up along with them are the arboretums, which provide seed for your bio rocket. The earlier you set up these 3 buildings, the more resources you will have by late game to build your rockets. The last thing you need to be very mindful of in this game is positioning. The map is completely grid based, and certain buildings in this game transfer their output only to buildings in adjacent tiles to theirs. And no, the corner tiles don't count as being adjacent. One of the easiest mistakes to make owing to the frantic pace of this game is to set down pump stations and water towers, but not adjacent to one another. Likewise for solar panels and energy transmitters. It is interesting to note, however, that solar panels which are adjacent transfer energy across one another to energy transmitters placed at any one end. Likewise for pump stations and water towers. Another tiny detail to keep in mind while placing energy transmitters and water towers is that they should always be within the range of the previous transmitter or tower so as to effectively continue the chain of powered and watered areas. Alright, those are the 5 points which I wish I knew when I started the game, and if you found the points mentioned helpful, then do smash that like button and consider subscribing to my channel, as it would mean the world to me. If you've already figured out these things for yourself, then congratulations, you should feel good about yourself. You are one smart dude. That's it from my end. This is Ashes Bashes signing off. Until next video, game on.